I want to complete our simple 7-day survey of the book of Genesis with moving ahead all the way to the very last chapter. What has taken place so far as God created the heavens and the earth. Sin came into the world through Adam and Eve. God destroyed the world by a flood, but spared Noah and his family, and then called Abraham and his son Isaac and his son Jacob and made a covenant with them to bring the Savior into the world. How that family was preserved is the story we read in Genesis chapter 37 through chapter 50. And God did it through one of the sons of Jacob. Not the one through whom the Messiah would come, that was Judah. But the one that God chose to preserve the family of Jacob was a young man by the name of Joseph. If you haven't read the story, let me just sum it up for you, and then you go back and read the details. Joseph was not liked by his other brothers. There was a lot of jealousy in the family. Read the story and you can find out why. Ultimately, though, in their anger toward Joseph, they sold him into slavery. He was brought to Egypt. There he was sold to a man by the name of Potiphar. And through a series of events in his life, he ended up in prison. And then eventually, God sent a great famine that impacted all of Egypt and all of the region. And all of that time, Joseph was suffering. All that time, Jacob thought his son was dead. All that time, his brothers who had sold him into slavery didn't know Joseph was there in Egypt and God had a plan. Let me read it to you. At the very end, his brothers come to Joseph. They're so afraid because Jacob, their father, has now died, and they're afraid that when their father dies, Jacob's going to take vengeance on him because Joseph had become the second in command of all of Egypt. He could have taken their lives. But Joseph said this to his brothers in Genesis chapter 50, verses 19 and 20. Do not fear, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive as they are today. Do you see in this, in the very beginning of the Bible, God is letting us know that He is the Creator and that He has a plan and that He is able to fulfill that plan, to orchestrate the circumstances, to bring the Savior into the world. The family of Jacob could have been wiped out and destroyed during that terrible famine. They could have been killed there in Egypt. But Joseph was there, sent ahead by the Lord to preserve them. And when they feared that Joseph was going to take vengeance on them, he reminded them of something we all need to be reminded of. You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. My friend, today, God's in control of the circumstances of your life. Trust Him, even when you don't understand it. And you'll be amazed what God may do to use you for His glory.